Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Only Football. Max Verbeimler and Michael Holder from a new location yet again.
We've got to keep you guessing, you know?
We thought we had it sorted, but Al, my landlord, I apologize for overstepping boundaries and, using the upstairs flat to record. But, no one's been up there for so long. Bar was closed and here we go. So anyway, I apologize for that. I might even send you this video as an apology because I haven't seen you since. Anyway, and you know what? I think what Mike we should do is this is what 6 different locations since we started in the summer doing this. I believe. I think guys, if you want to get us 2 extra followers and a 6 pack of beer, we will come do it at your house. All right.
You can be a part of the show.
That's it. Just 2 followers. Shows that you guys 2 followers. At Only Football Pod or on the YouTube channel. They can, 1 in each, doesn't matter. And a 6 pack of Heineken, and we're good to go.
All right. You can make fun of our teams in person. What a treat. What a treat that would be.
No City fans.
Oh, come on, you have to keep it open to everybody.
I am keeping it open to City fans, but there aren't any, so.
Oh, good one.
Thanks.
Good one.
All right. Okay. So, got a few headlines to actually just quickly touch on before we get into 5 match previews, as we did last week as well. Although it got knocked down to 4 because of one of our headlines. So I'll just stick with that one. And, Arsenal, really just a gutless, slimy move, getting that match postponed against the North London derby of all things against Spurs. I mean, they had 1 COVID case. Like, what? The goal to even try and get this game postponed was truly spineless, and it worked.
And what was the ruling on it? What was the official ruling?
Well, they didn't. They needed like 13 outfield players plus a keeper.
Yeah.
Which they had. They had I think 13 total, if I'm not mistaken, including. All right, and then just on Friday, their under 23s played a match, so they could have plucked a couple players from there.
I guess because they played the match the day before.
No, but see, they were already plotting this. This was the Friday, and it was Thursday. It was Thursday before when Xhaka took that red card, and Saka picked up a knock. And see, the thing is, like we're talking about 13 players at least. I'm pretty sure it was 13, including a keeper. That were all ready to play. There were players that were questionable that I would not be surprised if Emile Smith-Rowe might have been ready for that match. Saka, knock.
He didn't play today, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did? He subbed on?
Did he not start? I'm going to check right now. I'm almost certain that he started. Yeah, he started. And he might have been ready. He could have maybe put in like a performance from the bench. Who else? Here's something that really stuck out to me is the fact that they get this match postponed based on 1 COVID case. So we're talking about the reason why they're doing this is not because of injuries, suspensions, and players on international tour, which was the case for Arsenal, but it happens and you fucking deal with it. Like let's say Leeds, for example, for like a good 2 month stretch in November and December. Did you look at their squad for the longest time? They put a team out there every time, and they were struggling, and they're down at the bottom. Leeds fan is watching.
They're turning it around though.
They are, but their team is coming back now. Now they have 1 COVID case. That's it. It's Martin Odegaard. That's all. And yet they put forth this request to get the match postponed. Now, out of those 13 players, at least senior players that were available for that match, was Pablo Mari. What do? They just sent him out on loan to Udinese, middle of the week. So you're telling me that you were willing to actually put a player out on loan, but and you had him for that
to be able to get out of that match.
But they still had him though. They had him after that match. They loaned him out yesterday or 2 days ago.
Well, when will this game be rescheduled? Later on? Will just sprinkle it in, or will it be near the end of the season?
I don't know. Well, that's later on. I don't know when
that could play a part, knowing that these 2 teams could be fighting for 4th, 5th, 6th European.
Oh, so wait. So you think the Prem were just kind of?
Well, like, you know what? It's not a bad thing to have this game later on to like make it mean more.
Listen,
I know, which is bad, but
Yes.
I'm thinking it could
It's
be
fair.
in the back of the heads when this decision was made.
That's totally fair. But you also have to think about fans traveling from afar as well. I know it's North London Derby, so the actual fans that live there it's not a big deal. But these are two big clubs that have fans.
The international fans.
Exactly, and they're planning a good chunk of like a month of a vacation around this, right?
It sucks. So we'll get refunded, but can't refund the trip, right? And the
Spurs understandably incensed. Absolutely. I mean, think about what happened to Spurs too, and I think Conte did say it, or Spurs did. I think in their statement was the fact that they couldn't get a match against Leicester in December reorganized when their match against Rouen for the Europa Conference League got canceled, and then Spurs Leicester at Leicester's behest was postponed.
Yeah.
And you know what? Spurs with a thrilling comeback to give Leicester some just desserts yesterday.
That was incredible.
Amazing. They played really well, actually. Spurs, you can't say you deserve it if you lose. If they lost the match 2-1, their finishing was extremely poor. They missed so many chances in that first half, especially.
Leicester had a chance of playing. It gets 3-1 at the end, too. Harvey Barnes.
I think I missed that.
He could have squared it across to, what's his name, Lookman.
Oh, yeah?
Went
Okay,
for the
no,
shot
I missed that.
instead.
Because I was watching United at the same time, so.
I guess, yeah.
But they got a little just desserts. But honestly, Spurs completely ill-treated.
Hopefully they beat them next round. Actually, I don't know. I'll cheer for the team that is.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, I will see who United's chasing at that point.
You'll take a tie, most likely.
As it stands, most likely. Like right now, I'd absolutely take a draw. Now, it's just sad. Just fucking sad. Who are we moving on to next? Rafa Benitez. Okay, Mike.
Let's do Dembele.
Let's do Dembele.
Dembele and Barcelona.
Yeah,
we have different opinions on it, but I think Barcelona are right. Are not right. They could handle it better, but what they're going for, I think.
So what's going on?
Right thing.
What's going on?
Dembele's contract is up at the end of the season in June, and Barcelona they pretty much said, "Are you going to sign a new contract? If you are extension, do it now. If not, we're going to trade you. We're going to look to sell you this January transfer window. So if you want to stay here, sign it now, or you might be gone."
That's fine. I don't think, I mean, Dembele to me is on the fence with whether or not he does want to stay there or not. That said, Barcelona don't have to make this publicly known to everyone, and to be so
put pressure on him.
Black and white about it too. I mean,
what page? It's the post-Messi era. They gotta be bold.
Bold. I mean, what's the point of putting pressure on him? The balls are in his court anyway.
Well, they're trying to finance for Haaland, right? That's the goal.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. And
you
know what?
Money now.
You only need it. Okay. How much do you think you're getting for a heavily injury-prone Ousmane Dembele with 6 months left? 20 to 30. I'm going to say 20. I don't see how you're going to get 30 out of it.
Who's the right buyer if they're desperate enough?
Making a big run
to get him now before he's open to the market, right? So that's why you would overpay. So if a team really wanted Dembele, they would go closer to 30.
Who do you think? Who is that? Who's in that realm for you? Who's looking at Dembele like that? PSG?
Why would PSG go near him?
Well, yeah, Newcastle. We've got our buddy John here. He's hyping up the Leeds pity fest. But
he needs to go to actually, it wasn't in the Spanish league. It's so hard. But yeah,
Italy?
I would say Italy.
Juve?
I wouldn't touch him. Yeah,
you wouldn't touch him. So who's gonna touch him?
You're saying if you won't touch him.
I'm saying you won't do it. You won't do it. Like who's jumping at? Who's jumping at? Honestly, if I'm anyone, I'm not paying for him right now. I think there's a talent there, but he's just so problematic with his injuries and honestly his disciplinarian Yeah.
Disciplinary record?
Disciplinary. What was I saying? Disciplinarian. It's not right at all. But he's ever since he's been at Barca too. There's always been talk about him. Not really necessarily giving his all. Maybe he's trying to build himself back up now in the last year or so because he's noticed that he's not treating his body properly. He's getting injured all the time.
He's got to go back to Germany.
Who's paying for him? And because
Germany.
Okay, let's say
Red Bull.
How much Red Bull. If Red Bull's going to get him, they're not going to get him now, and they'll get him in the summer. That could be a decent. That could be a decent signing for them. But that means Dembele's going to have to recognize that he is not getting the money that he wants.
Oh yeah.
How much are you putting him on a week? If he's going to Red Bull, he's not getting more than 120. I promise you that.
Well, he's going to go somewhere he's going to get near 150. Maybe.
Okay, honestly no more than 150. I think he'll hold out for 20. Yeah, United might.
No,
Juve might.
What, you don't need Dembele. You got Sancho.
Juve might.
What? Go for
I wouldn't
Dembele?
necessarily mind having Sancho and Dembele. I just
would
wouldn't take
rather
Dembele
Martial than Dembele.
as would I, because Dembele's hurt all the time. He'll play,
Martial
of course.
will play.
Of course. You can hope that you'll get Dembele and he'll stay healthy. And that would turn to be a great sign, but it's a dice roll.
I know, but I think Barcelona are going to keep him. I think they're trying to get him to gone, but it'll be hard.
Gentleman's Guidebook, just gross. Really, Pepper's really not liking Barcelona's treatment. He was actually one. He messaged me for the match saying you guys got to talk about Barca. And I'm with you. I'm with you more than Mike is. I can see this going nowhere and then them resolving it, and then because it makes no sense.
No, I know, but they're just trying
anyone to buy him.
Put the pressure on Dembele to sign. That's it. Is it? Could they have handled it better? Yes, but I see where they're coming from.
You know what? There was how much truth was in this? A couple months ago, they were coming out saying that they were going to make his new contract. He gets paid when he plays.
Why would he sign that? Obviously, he's not going to sign that. What player
honestly, but if I'm Barca at this point, it's like you're down to $100,000. Tuchel Dembele reunion. Okay, so yeah, Pepper's a huge Chelsea fan. And again,
he wouldn't last in the Prem.
I don't think so either. Can you imagine? Chelsea's a little more methodical. Like they're not super fast paced. Like if he went to Liverpool, he'd be done. He would not last at Liverpool. Maybe a City, like for a top club. I would just say out of any of the top clubs, it's like you're just not playing for Liverpool or Spurs under Conte. Mata did play at Chelsea?
Oh, Conte? No.
At Chelsea? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. But these are different types of players, and these are players that stayed healthy.
Yeah, and they're also their games are different. Dembele is more of a space, speed, dribbling, taking people on. It's hard knocks in the Prem, and I think the hard knocks 3 a game, 4 a game he'd be taking, and it would be close. How would I compare him? It's
probably he's going to have to most likely avoid for his whole life. The thing is that he's oddly enough, the 3 teams that he's linked to the most are Chelsea, Liverpool, and United. And I agree with you. I think it's a league that he absolutely just has to avoid. I think he should just go to Italy.
Italy would be the safest option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lazio?
I think any of those Italian clubs love, hear me out, Mount Vernon Dembele. Listen, I'm not disputing the fact that if Dembele was healthy
in the 4-2-3, in the 3 in the 4-2-3-1, right? Actually, they don't even play 4-2-3-1. They play 3-4-3.
So that's his front.
Yeah.
Or a 3-4-2-1. I would say it's probably the 2-1 and Werner's up top, which I listen, man, if I saw that 4 years ago, like if it all came together, or if you said Dembele now and he'd never been injured and Chelsea were looking at him, I'd be like, I'd be worried.
He'd be a lot more. He wouldn't be in this situation.
That's true. Atalanta Milan it would be great. But they don't have the money. I wonder if he gets talked down in terms of what he's demanding for his wages.
Yeah,
he's going to start. He's going to start at 200. He's going to start at 200,
and then 175 is probably where he'll land.
Then he's not. Milan could possibly do that. Milan could. Atalanta couldn't.
No, Atalanta no.
Also, I think he'd be so interesting to see on that Atalanta squad. That's a lot of movement there too.
It's a lot of running.
It's a lot of running as well. So
he can run. It's just a lot of running plus knocks plus.
Knock. They're not knocks, Mike. These are tears.
No. Yeah. He's got to train harder. He's got to go back to. He's got to steal one of the trainers from Dortmund and just bring him like Ronaldo does. Wherever
So
he goes,
juicy indeed.
wherever he goes, you're coming with me. You're stretching me every day. You're making sure I'm
Mm.
doing enough yoga, whatever I have to do to stay on the pitch.
Yeah, you can take half my paycheck. I would have to say, fuck, man. Barca probably aim for 125 a week with him.
Yeah, and they'll probably settle around 150, 160. I think he'll stay, but we'll see.
I think that's fair for both parties, personally. Okay, Rafa Benitez. Let's do it. Just the wrong appointment from the get-go, wasn't it?
Nope. He's going down as the best Liverpool manager of all time. Of all time. The inside job. What a man.
Of all time.
No, not of all time. Not of all time. But
they've got
Champions League with them.
They've got some really good managers there, Mike.
Everton close to relegation. Was he brought in to do that?
Did he finish the job? No, he didn't.
No, he wasn't allowed to.
He didn't finish the job.
He did as best as he could. He started off kind of nice.
It's too much.
And then he's like, all right, now.
He tilted his hand too early. He should have just had them plugging around like 12th this season, And then he gets another season where they just don't do anything. Just
then he gets sacked right away at the beginning of the season because it was his first season. He had to go bad. And I think
you think we got fired if he was like if he finished 12th,
and then you start to slide the next year. The first 7 games are gone, and then you won't be around to have a bad
that long. Okay.
So he made it past half. Obviously for Everton, they thought they were getting a better coach, manager, better playing style, something to feed off of Ancelotti.
They were flat, man.
But was it Benitez who replaced Ancelotti at Real? And then he got fired half a season through as well.
And then Zidane came in.
So it's like he should never go anywhere after Ancelotti.
Went to.
He's got
lesson learned.
Because I'm pretty sure it was. Right?
Why would you try to follow Ancelotti really anywhere? Why would you want to be the guy who follows Ancelotti? Because
I can understand him taking Real because Real comes knocking.
Sure.
Who do you
no, it's the first time too.
First
time. It was weird though. They started off 3-1-0.
Yep.
Good little start, and then they did get ravaged by injuries. They absolutely did, but no excuse to go 1-2-9, yeah. I believe, in the last 12 matches. 9 losses as well. They 1-2-9 since they drew United at Old Trafford when they were also decimated.
One was against Arsenal, and that was a 95th minute winner too.
Yeah.
It was a screamer.
It was. They actually played really well in that match. Richarlison,
yes,
unlucky not to have a hat trick.
But a bar brace.
But yeah, Mike it's just a weird appointment. Like since the moment he got there, you're getting fans. You're getting Everton and Liverpool fans telling get the fuck out.
I know
Everton fans too,
but those were just Everton fans dressed as Liverpool fans.
Yes.
Yeah, but the true Liverpool fans would say, "Why stay right there? Keep going." But great inside job. Hopefully they can. Who's Rooney?
Let's talk about that quick. So there's Rooney and there's Martinez coming back to Everton from Belgium, and Lampard most linked to the open position. Personally, for me, Duncan Ferguson's coming in. Who's been there? Duncan Ferguson,
caretaker
manager. He's been there. He's been there under multiple managers now. This might be Benitez might have been his third, right? Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things. As a United fan, I see this, and I'm like, why do you just have the same coach throughout different reigns? Like a manager gets fired, he must be clear him out. Clear him the fuck out. Is he that good? I don't know. He seems like
must be a good player. He seems like player manager, like a great assistant that the players can feel trustworthy enough to talk to him to relay the messages up to the boss, right? And he must be, I guess, with the higher ups of Everton. He
has what's called Everton DNA. It's like, this was an Everton boy in the 90s. He was great for us, and which he was like one of their icons, but. I don't know. At this point,
he knows he'll never get the job, and he's okay with.
I think he wants it now.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure he stated that he wants it now. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Frankly, I think he should at least be able to see out the season.
I think he will.
Everton's very, very trigger happy though. They're very trigger happy. And if someone comes their way, I can see them, scoop them up. Who I don't want to see go there is Wayne Rooney right now. I haven't watched too much Derby. I've seen them when, it's a Monday and there's no other matches on, and, Derby happens to be the Monday match in the championship. But since he's been there, it seems as though like the defense has been really tight. A lot of like 1-0 wins or 1-0 losses, lots of low scoring matches, but grinding out results. And they have a chance of somehow reversing a 21-point deduction due to the financial debauchery of that club and shambles, and actually getting them safe. Out of relegation, safe. They could do it.
Only 8 points back.
There's enough time left. And you know what? I would hate for him to make an early jump. I don't even think, even if he even if he keeps them up this season, I don't think he should necessarily leave Derby or leave the championship.
I would leave Derby. I can understand not leaving the championship.
At least that. Do not leave the championship.
He should leave Derby.
That's fair.
It can't get any better than that, right? You came back 21 points down to begin the season, and you avoid relegation. Leave. There's nothing else. There's nothing else you can do in Derby to.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I just want him to go down the road of an Ollie or a Lampard, and just making that jump too early. I think he surprised a lot of people. I think when Rooney went into this managerial role, myself included, kind of fluffed him off. I don't think anyone's really regarded Rooney as the sharpest tool in the shed. Joey Sherman even sent me a tweet yesterday, and it was like in blue crayon, and it was like, I'm going to go to, and it's all like broken English, like I'm going to go to Everton. It's like Wayne Rooney like signs his letter of
yes, I go to Everton.
Yeah, like of resignation at Derby. So anyway, I'd like for him to stay. I think if you're going to choose between any of them, the most realistic to me is Frank Lampard. He isn't at a club at the moment or a national team, and he's already made that jump into like getting eaten alive by the Prem. So maybe,
I guess, and they wear blue as well.
They wear blue. They're a notch down. There's less pressure this time. Maybe he's learned something. He's already faced the rigors of it. So I think this is a decent opportunity for Lampard. Myself.
Yeah, I think he's probably the best choice.
Yeah,
of what's left
right now.
Yeah,
but for me, I say you ride out Ferguson, unless, as you said, it gets really dire.
Unless they bring in Ollie,
baby,
dark horse,
bring him in. Okay, on to Serie A.
Yep.
I'll start because we got Juve, Milan after, so we will start with Lazio hosting Atalanta. Atalanta on some phenomenal road form. They also cost me on a $2 parlay last week. They were the last match of a 6 or 7 gamer that was paying $1,600 and 0-0. I watched the last 15 minutes of that match too. So I was on the way to a friend's place for dinner. So I wasn't watching the one I got there. I put it on and they had 3 great chances. Demiral like killing me. I had Leeds in that. Leeds over West Ham. I had a couple upsets, man. A couple nice upsets. And
it was entertaining draw.
It looked like it. It was an interesting scoreless draw. It did look like it. That said, Inter could have bagged one at the end as well. But Atalanta have really come since October. Like they've really just been gradually.
The goals were coming. They weren't scoring early on, but that they're going to score. They're not a team that just suddenly doesn't know how to score.
It's
their
more
playing
systematic.
style, the Gasparini, they always free flowing, players interchanging. It's a good team.
It's a great team. Great team.
You want? Should I just hop right into it, or
go for it? Yeah, sure.
They're gonna win. Sorry, Lazio. They're scoring, but they're not defending. And I know for sure Atalanta is going to score 2 goals. Can Lazio also score 2 goals? And when I ask myself that question, I say no. And it's a desperate game for them because they need to at least try and stay and hunt for Europa League.
Mm-hmm.
Roma's just passed them. Fiorentina's passed them. Juve's ahead of them. I think they know they're probably conceding Champions League, but they want to be in Europe, right? Because they've been in Europe, the last 3-4 years, and it'll be odd for them at this point.
Even if there's a break, they'd be in it. They might miss a year, but
this could be the game that completely kills them off because it's only top 6.
So right? There's Europa, there's the Conference League. Is the Conference League, and that counts. I honestly, for a team like Lazio, it's like okay, like you'll take that too, and that might look to Lazio as a better chance to win silverware.
But it will still be like they went into the season with, I guess, Europa League intentions,
if not a surprise top 4.
Yeah. But I don't think I don't think the team is good enough. Their defense is leaking in goals.
Serbi's out, and they've never been known for the defense anyway. But with their best defender out as well against Atalanta, I don't like it. Zapata, Gosens, and Malinowski and Ilicic all out.
They'll still have enough passes.
They will have enough. They will have enough.
They're
And
on
you know what?
track.
I've been really, really impressed with just like, as you were saying, the goals weren't coming, but there's just Atlanta's just more organized, more methodical now. It's not so, Wild West anymore. It's still there, right? Like they'll still like shoot your eye out, but
They are focusing more on the defense.
yes, I think there's
They're focusing on defense without trying to kill the offensive creativity.
absolutely.
So
What do you like?
2-1 Atlanta.
I have 3-0 Atlanta.
3-0.
I think it's going to be a really nice, compact, resounding, sound defeat.
I'm hoping for Lazio to win.
I'm sure you are.
At this point, I don't care which out of the four have to drop, but just one of them.
Why is that, Mike? Why do you want Lazio to win? What are we previewing next?
Oh, Juve, Milan.
Milan's at home?
Yes. After tying 1-1 at Juve early in the season, blowing it with the Rebic header off the corner. I do need Lazio to win because I think Juve are going to lose. And I just hate I like it's already bad enough that Inter is better than us, but Milan too, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. This one's gonna sting. AC know that if they win this game, that it's a serious blow to our top four hopes. Obviously, it's not over, but we're already 4 points back, and
Sure.
Actually, I think 3 now.
You guys are in good form,
but we're still not good. Like if you watch us play, it's like we're struggling to win games. We're not like we're going east-west soccer,
which is the Allegri way.
but we're not scoring, and it's like we're not.
That's Allegri. What do you mean?
Not scoring, but it's like
Allegri.
All the goals we're getting this year are like lucky bounces,
Mike,
or like
you were begging for Allegri back.
yes, but
once
at
he
least
left,
we were defensively sound before he left. We're not defensively.
Are
sound
you guys?
still.
Are you guys kind of pulling that in a little bit more?
Not really. No, we're getting lucky. There's a lot of chances per game that teams just miss, and even some. It's like how did this space become open? It's like a stupid lazy pass. It's like not tracking back or looking over your shoulder. It's like it just like what was it? A Super Copa. Alexandro thinks he can chest the ball down in the 120th minute, right? Even if this is like the 60th minute, you know what? It's in your own box, right? But once 115th minute comes, it should be in your head. Everything out of the box. Don't fuck around. Don't try and chest it down. If you could during that in the first 85 minutes, 110 minutes maybe. Once it
still haunting you,
but it's like we're mentally just not there. Like we don't have the mentality of a champion. I know it's only been 1 year since we lost, but it's like even the years that we were winning when the last year was sorry, and I said we're not playing well, but we're winning games. I'm hoping that we can at least play well and still win games. We're just squeaking out wins. I know we won 4-1 against
Sampdoria. Is the Copa?
Yeah,
it's a Copa. It's a little different too.
It's different, and I don't want us to lose this game, but I think we're losing 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0 Milan. Chiesa for the season. Bonucci out for this match.
Yep.
Milan, Tomori and Chiar out, but I think for me most importantly the fact that Benacer and Kessie are out on international duty. And that's and Sandro Tonali's just coming back from injury. So I don't think it's not enough time for the likes of Tonali to come in and start this match, or if he does start this match, perform all that well. I don't think Pioli will go with him. I think we'll go with Krunic and Bakayoko, which I don't like. I don't like as a midfield pairing. Personally, I think not in a big match. I think that's a pair that can do it against mid-level clubs.
Who are they going to be against in the midfield?
Well, personally, I think you stick with the 4-4, like the flat 4-4-2 that you did, I believe, against Sampdoria.
And the last 2 games.
With McKenna on the left and protecting Pellegrini, I think. And then Quadrado on the right in front of Deschilio instead of Quadrado actually playing in the right back position. And just to suffocate the wings. And hence forcing Fernandez especially, and just being reaffirmed there on the wings a little bit more, suffocating the wings and then forcing them into the middle, where I think then you can suffocate them further, because I don't think Krunic and Bakayoko
can break the line.
Distribute the ball that effectively to break down The likes of, I think, Locatelli and your boy
Arturo.
and Bentancur.
If Bentancur starts, I will.
He's
snap.
been playing. He's been playing
Yeah, I
quite a
think
bit
I'll play
lately.
Rabi over Bentancur.
Fine, either
But
with
Rabiot better
Locatelli.
not start. I would rather Arturo and Locatelli, but I don't think both of them will start. I think it's going to be Rabiot, which is going to be worse. Which is going to be Rabiot.
Has Bentancur's been getting a lot of time lately?
Yeah, but Arturo's coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
Rabiot's it's just Rabiot. It's just like, I was happy when we got him, but he's not the player for us. He might shine elsewhere, but it's not going to be for us. But if it is Bentancur, say goodnight. Say goodnight.
Well, I think that's what you have to do. I think you have to just kind of really cut off the wings and then force Krunic and Bakayoko to put in a performance with the ball, not just off the ball. I think it's going to be tight as well. I'm going to go 1-0 Juve.
You're taking typical Allegri win?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I am.
After Milan lost to Spezia, they're going to lose 2 in a row?
Why not? Teams don't lose 2 in a row.
Well, they do, but I think they're going to be furious. They're going to come out flaming.
They did get robbed. They robbed themselves, but then they got robbed by the ref. That's Spezia Milan match. Check out the highlights.
I felt bad for the ref.
I would too.
He knew
right
right away.
For sure, of course.
He felt so bad, but it happens.
Of course,
you can't take it back.
Yeah, and he admitted to it, so good on him. He wasn't. He wasn't pig-headed about it or anything.
He knows he's a human. He makes mistakes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
As long as you admit to the mistakes, and as a player, you no complaints.
No, absolutely. Okay, on to the Prem. 3 matches. Wrap it up, and another lose leaves town. Watford back featuring again. After a late equalizer to move Newcastle, second bottom, but Burnley's got like 3 matches.
Won, so Newcastle won tonight.
Yes, but Burnley's got like 3 matches in hand, though, right?
Yes, they have 11 points. Not like the matches in hand. That might hurt them actually later on.
Good, yeah, especially like a team like Burnley who's so thin. They'll have to play that much. Good, you don't want that. You never want to have. You just want to have the games. You want to be equal. You want to know what you've done. But. We've got Watford Watford hosting. Mike, actually, no. I guess I'll quickly start up on this. I guess you just started us off on Juve.
I don't know. This is I think this is a good game for. Well, actually, Norwich is coming in off a win, of course, off Everton. So they're on a high. Watford, I think that late goal did a lot for them because they didn't play too bad against Newcastle. They could have played better. They played better in the last month. It wasn't their best game, but to still come out of there with a tie
on the road
and like knowing that that tie could be big down the road is giving them a lot of confidence.
You saw Ranieri's reaction to that goal?
Yes.
Said it all right there.
That was a big goal, and I think they're going to come into this game riding that momentum. It's not going to be enough for Norwich. If Norwich is at home, I would like them better. But at Watford at home, they've been playing well, and they're playing good football.
Agreed. They're organized. Actually, and so is Norwich under Dean Smith. It's not like Norwich under Daniel Fark. It's just like open, ready for the pegging. Man, really.
But they have tightened it up. Norwich have been struggling to score, but they at least have.
We'll get to Slabhead there, Pepper. Don't you worry.
But they've been playing well defensively, at least. They had like 3-1-0 losses in a row.
Yep.
That's
Dean Smith.
A team that's been letting goals left, right, and center. But
Pepper's jumping the gun on the Slabhead discussion, but we'll get there too. Okay. They're coming. They're coming.
But I have Watford winning
3-1. I have Watford as well at winning. Both teams on their day, depending on who they're playing, will try to remain organized and just try to smash and grab, take their chance. I just think Watford at home, and just have better quality up front. Emil Dennis, that guy, if they get relegated, he's making a move. If you believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Ismail Sarr would make a move this time as well when he's healthy. João Pedro as well. Also a good player. Like those are 3 quality players who can do a job and move up.
Okay, that's all good.
and move up into like the middle of the table, like a mid-table team, if not higher, depending.
Slabhead Maguire?
Yes.
Okay.
I am going. You knew?
Oh man.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Watford. I think
game,
smash and grab, take the chance. But they have the quality up front to take that chance. Okay. Now, top 4 battles to close out the show. First off, 10 a.m. on Saturday, at least in Toronto or EST. United hosting West Ham, and you know what? one of United's best performances, surprisingly, this season, and there haven't been many, was on the road to West Ham. They were lucky to get the win. They were almost unlucky not to get it, but they actually did create a number of good chances in that match, and they looked like they could actually break a team down. It was really odd, considering what West Ham has provided for us this season.
You guys always see that it's a good matchup against West Ham for you guys. It doesn't always. You guys always just seem to find a way to beat them, and I think you're going to
under Moyes.
But did you agree with what's the Brentford manager again?
No, Thomas Frank. That was Thomas Frank. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard Thomas Frank's.
Is it overconfidence or was he
overconfident? What, like post match?
Post match,
dude. That's just the most bitter. Like that. Come on, man. Like I understand. You can say that. That's just so bitter.
There's a point.
That's
you guys could have been down 2-3.
Could have been finish. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be so angry at United.
He wasn't angry. He was just saying.
It was kind of disrespectful. Okay, like we didn't play. We were. He's right. We could have been down 2-3-0 in the first half. David De Gea, best keeper in the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
Best keeper in the world.
No.
Who's better?
Donnarumma.
I mean, Donnarumma. I'm saying like overarching, like Donnarumma maybe for the last year and a half. De Gea's been great for the last year and a half as well. De Gea, man. I mean, like what this guy's doing. Yeah, De Gea has the most saves in the Premier League.
Okay. Yeah. And I said he's the best in the Premier League.
I know, but like that's damning to United first of all. But like the saves he's making too have just been out of this world. Like I'm willing to say De Gea is best in the world. De Gea for sure. And you even have you're a Mendy fan. You're for sure for the Prem.
Oh, in the world
for the Prem. I mean, why Donnarumma? What's he done? He's splitting time with Navas in Liga.
If you're talking about in form, we're talking about he could be the most.
Honestly, De Gea last year was knocking on the door for best in the Prem.
He's the best in the world.
So I think
right now
in the world, Gentleman's Guidebook also, man, the guy has been the saves he makes, man, are just unbelievable. They're not, and he was doing things like De Gea was the best in the world until he fell off a cliff for 2 seasons.
But he does have stinker. He does let in soft ones.
When
he does.
But when has he in the last year and a half?
What City?
What?
This when City beat you 2-0. That second goal. Bernardo.
Oh man, okay. That was more off the surprise of Maguire and Shaw not breaking that pass up. Come on, he should have saved it. Come on.
There was another game he let in a stinker too. But he's the best in the Premier League. I said that. In the world, I'll get no points playing for PSG. Okay,
come on.
But if he wasn't on PSG, he would agree that Donnarumma was better.
What?
All black, maybe.
What they're getting shelled this year? I don't know.
I know, but it's like that's Atletico. Just in
man,
general.
do you want to see? Like, think about how many points De Gea has saved United this season.
All right, he's the best.
Shocking.
Happy?
I don't. Everyone's there's. Now we got Pepper in the chat. We got John sitting across the table, and I mean, everyone's just like waiting just to break Mike down.
West Ham scores 3 goals now. I hope De Gea has
they're his fault.
He's gonna have one stinker now. He's gonna have one stinker.
He never should have left.
He should have just went to Juve.
He never should have left Milan. He never should have left Milan. That was fucking embarrassing. Okay, who do we got out for this match? West Ham, Ogbonna and Zuma. It's a good team, West Ham. They're
thin at the back.
They're a little thin at the back, but they have Diop. Like Diop could put up like a great performance. He's one of those guys who you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a bad game.
Okay, so yeah, you're lucky United. And as for United, looks like Wan-Bissaka, Cavani, and Shaw, and obviously Pogba are all out. Sean McTominay.
Thank God they're out.
Sean McTominay doubtful. And I would have liked to have McTominay in this match. I don't know if he would have, but I would like just to pack the midfield with Matic and McTominay a little bit more.
He's suspended. Why?
He got injured. He got injured at the end of the match. So we'll see. Well, he seems to be doubtful as it stands. So that means I think you got to pack with Fred. He's not going to do with Donny. Man, Donny and Matic have actually. I don't want to talk about Donny really, but it's like Donny and Matic have played in matches together and they've been decent. He's not going to do it. So Fred's got to step the fuck up. The guy is a trampoline. Man.
He's not a trampoline. He's not bad. Fred's good.
Listen. When it comes to moving the ball, he's absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I know.
When it comes to high energy, he's okay. But
he's not in there to move the ball.
But
he's in there to break up plays.
Listen, man. But when you just have Matic beside you who can move the ball decently, matches will get swarmed. If Fred is not putting a performance in like Bakayoko or Krunic and moving the ball and somewhat respectively, Matic is going to get
Suchek
swarmed.
is out, right?
No, I think Suchek is back.
And he's come back?
No, he came back on the weekend. So that's
it'll be hard, but you guys will still.
No, he didn't come back on the weekend. No, because he didn't play against Leeds. But I think he is back. Though. I think he's healthy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you got Rice and Suchek again. That pivot. West Ham, man. I mean, there's talent going forward in that pivot going forward. Like everyone's a weapon there. And then you have Cresswell and Kufal on the wings feeding Bowen, and Benrahma's not going to pull a Partey. And even though they got eliminated, Algeria got eliminated today in the AFCON. He might be on the bench actually. He could easily be on the bench for this match, Benrahma.
Probably actually.
Yeah, it's Saturday. It is Saturday though, so maybe not.
He won't start.
He won't start. Absolutely not. But you don't need to. Vlasic is a threat, and Jared Bowen is red hot. So Dello and Tellez, who have been putting in decent performances, but have not been
better than Wan-Bissaka and Shaw right now.
Agreed.
I think you should stick with those two the rest of the season.
Listen,
you can obviously rotate, but if you're going to go-to game, I think Dallo and Tellez at the moment.
As it stands, I agree. As it stands, I think they could easily prove themselves to get at least skinned in this match. You know, I think there's a lot riding on both these guys because there's going to be a lot of attack coming from the wing, and this is going to be key because we have seen the likes of Greenwood and Rashford, especially, not tracking back at all. Rashford cannot start in this match, despite getting some confidence. He cannot start. He hasn't earned it yet. I think Sancho, if he's healthy, is someone who has shown that he will track back. Along is hungry and has played really well. I think he sticks with Alonga and Greenwood, which is fair.
I would too.
Bruno seems to be picking up form again. Do not let Maguire back in the team. Lindelof and Varane, despite all the chances that were given up against Brentford and even Villa, and some great saves again by De Gea, those two have looked pretty sound. It's just been the midfield that's been getting overrun.
You can book in Slabhead starting. You
Man,
can book it.
Dude,
I'll tell you right now, you can book it.
I know because he brought him on.
But what I would do if he does have balls, I would start him.
Don't give him
as not captain. Yeah,
well, he can't be captain.
I know.
But he got the captain's armband a few minutes after he came on against Brentford. And why did he come on?
But he didn't get it right away.
He didn't get it right away.
But didn't he give Fernandez instructions too?
It was like a piece of paper from
exactly. But why wouldn't you just get the armband then?
It was really odd. It was very, very odd. I don't know. The Rashford substitution,
actually,
absolutely. You're up to close of the game, and team's gonna be stretching. Bring him on. And of course, he bags one. Fine. The Maguire thing, you don't need to bring on 3 center backs. Let's get Matic in there.
No, you want him to get fitness in.
No, you
game,
don't need. I know that's just it.
That's why he's starting.
I know that's why he's starting. I know that's what kills me, man. That's what fucking kills me.
You can't not start your captain.
He ain't my captain. He's not my fucking captain.
Oh gosh, but yeah, United will have enough to win. West Ham, I would love if West Ham won.
Yes, you would. Yes, you fucking would.
But
we're all blowing bubbles.
They're just if they were at home at this time with United's form, I would take them. But the fact that they already lost at home, they what was it last time they were at home last year when they lost 3-1 to United? I still thought they played better up until the 60th minute, and then it was a collapse.
United hang around.
They do hang around, and if they come out to a start like they did against Brentford, West Ham will win. But they're going to rebound. They're at home.
Their
backs against the wall. It's like it's kind of like a not loser leaves town, but like if there's the loser of this, if they lose to West Ham, my bet is looking real good.
Oh yeah,
real good because yes, United have a tough.
My bet is not looking good.
But I think they're going to come out. West Ham will falter a bit, and it's going to start with this game 2-1 United. They're not going to keep a clean sheet.
No, I agree. You know what? There have been patches. The thing is, like Villa blow a 2-0 lead. Brentford get lucky. Thanks to really De Gea hanging around.
It evened out.
No, all I'm saying is that they're in those 2 matches. There were patches of the matches that sorry, I'm just blown away. My rhyming skills phenomenal. But where like there was something that Ranick could look at and be like and be pleased with. I was like, okay, there are times here where like we're a little more free flowing. We're actually controlling the game somewhat, but nowhere near long enough. Like we're talking like maybe a half, like 45 minutes for the match total, half an hour total, Whereas, but prior to that, Newcastle, Norwich, even Burnley wasn't that great. It was really, really bad.
Yeah, but that was fresh when he was hired.
I know. So I'm saying like it's kind of gradually coming along here. I think that's something to build on. I really would love him to realize that like Lindelof and Varane seem to, actually have something going here. Lindelof's looking a lot more reassured with Varane beside him, unlike he was with Maguire, and Maguire and Varane as well. Common denominator. But I think the quality is, even though West Ham do have a lot of quality, it's going to show a little bit. I'm going 3-1 United.
3-1.
Yeah, just I'm not saying it's going to be comfortable. I'm saying like you get like another goal at the end when it's 2-1 where they're stretched. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see, but we both have United winning this, which is a shame for West Ham, but I'm still cheering for them. Just for this game.
I understand why. I mean, most people wouldn't cheer for United.
No, because they should be relevant. I do want United near the top, right? They should. If they came 6th or 7th, I'd be shocked.
Well, Ronaldo's gone.
Oh yeah.
If they don't finish in the Champions League, he's gone
to City.
So if you don't finish 4th or you don't win Champions League, which you're not going to, even though I made that bet twice, he's gone. Okay, now Pepper, you hung around. Thanks for sticking around and getting in the chat. And we're gonna close with Chelsea Spurs. Chelsea, fuck me, man. Go ahead.
They are now back into the race for 4th.
They were in a title race a month ago.
I know. In the last 10 games, since they were top of the league, Man City 0 points dropped, Liverpool 7 points dropped, Chelsea 16 points dropped. 16. That's unreal in the last 10 games for Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, hold your head high, Chelsea, that, you didn't get your COVID proposal accepted and had to, kind of fight through it. You had one inflated ego as well that just kind of threw a spanner in the works.
But it was already in the midst of
it. Was
already in the midst.
I know, and then he just does it. And he does it too.
A bit of gasoline that made them.
Because an idiot. The guy's a fucking idiot. Yeah. And a lot of injuries, a lot of key injuries. Like they're like, you can look at Chilwell and James, especially, like, who are in amazing form, and so
to their success.
Yes, completely. James will be coming back soon. Chilwell gone for the season, and then you had the midfield. Why do you have no COVID allowances? Yeah, I don't know. Arsenal was relevant before you. But the midfield too. Just like they didn't have Kovacic, Conte, or Jorginho at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for, I think, one game they didn't have all three, but I think for multiple games they only had one of the three. But
still, man, but they've been back since. They've been back for a while too.
But they're in a bad run of form.
Yeah, they don't look cohesive.
They need it would have been nice if they'd won against Brighton going into this match. I think they'd be a lot more confident. But in the last 10 games, they haven't been Chelsea.
No.
They just haven't been. And Spurs, quality-wise, they are lesser than Chelsea, but they're in better form right now. They have hope. I think what you said, they're 8 points back with 3 games in hand.
That's right.
And so if they win this game and win 2 of their games in hand and maybe one, they're right behind Chelsea. And they're not even thinking about 4th anymore. They're possibly thinking about 3rd. Obviously, Champions League is the goal for Spurs. Mm-hmm. Everyone besides Liverpool, I think, has conceded the league. I know Tuchel hasn't, but most of Chelsea has. And Lukaku. I think this is going to be a 1-1 tie. I want there to be a winner in this game.
Mm-hmm.
From outside looking in, I would rather Tottenham to see at least a battle for 3rd and 4th. But if Chelsea win, then I think they help themselves with the top 3 securing. But we'll just win Champions League. But I think just because of the poor run of form, they haven't really looked good. Lukaku and Ziyech had the little bust up. Ziyech missed, I think, Lukaku on a pass, and they were arguing it on the way to the tunnel when the halftime whistle blew. And then coming out of the tunnel before the half started, they were still talking about it. I'm like, really? You guys can't get over this? It happened 30 minutes ago.
Lukaku's a child, man. He's a child. The man is a fucking child.
But I think that's a telltale sign of how the dressing room is right now.
Yeah, it's
it's not.
Bench him. Honestly, give Werner man. Okay, so Jones Guybook just going off right now. Chelsea fan. Lukaku's a saboteur, and I'll never cheer for him. Fraud, and we'll just win. And then fraud and caps, and then we'll just win Champions League again. Listen, as a United fan, he had to leave. He's not good enough for the Prem. Okay, he can't handle the rigors of it. He doesn't control the ball well. Said this fucking 2 years ago, watching him week in week out. And yeah, he did a great job in a somewhat slower league. He should have stayed at Inter. He should have fucking stayed.
But
and now, but he wanted no. It wasn't money talks. It was his pride. He thought he could do it. And you know what? Maybe he still can. But the fact that he did all this and came out with all this shit is just it digs. He's dug himself a massive hole to crawl out of with Chelsea fans. You know, Pepper just says, "I'll never cheer for him. I'll never cheer for him." You know, you might be taking that back. He's on your team, and
wait till he shows up.
And if he shows up, and it's like he's crucial and instrumental in getting you guys top 4, you might be taking that back. That said, I see where you're coming from.
Oh, no, I
do.
Yeah.
And I think
you guys aren't winning Champions League.
Bench him
for this game.
I'd say for a run. I'd say
bench for the one game. You can't bench him because
if it goes well, then you keep on benching.
Abramovich,
you keep on benching.
$100 million for him. He's not gonna not play.
You might have to sell him.
But you gotta play him to sell him.
But you see, Abramovich is kind of fucked up in that sense too. Pardon the language, but I've done it several times. In the sense that Tuchel is clearly not in the wrong here. It's all Lukaku.
Yes,
but Tuchel will catch the heat for this.
Is he still playing? Is that guy still playing? He was playing Olympiacos for a while, wasn't he?
I forgot, man.
I think he was.
You're pissed, eh? Anyway, I think Werner. I think Tuchel has hope for Werner, and I think he's got to give him a couple starts. He's got to give him a few starts.
Ziyech's not starting out though. That Mount will probably start.
Yeah, well, Mount was pissed that he didn't start against City, and I understand that because that's a big game player. And Tuchel touched on it too. He's like, I didn't start Mount against City, and I think Lampard also had a thing where when Mount wasn't picked for the start 11, he's giving the eyes. No, he's giving the eyes. He sees team sheet and just gives the manager the eyes.
Oh, really?
And they can feel it. I thought it was
a manager. He's the manager. Why would it?
Well, that's good though. That's fine. No, yeah, but that's a player who obviously performs for you too, and that cares. It's like Ronaldo, getting so pissed off at Rangnick when the United's up 2-0 and he senses that he can probably get a goal. Of course, Ronaldo wants goals. Of course, he's pissed. Mount, same thing. Anyway, I think Chelsea are just bleeding so much. What did you say?
I said 1-1.
You said 1-0. Chelsea's just bleeding like a stuck pig.
And also that game against Leicester.
What's weird is that Chelsea's has been such a bad vein of form, apart from a couple weeks ago when they played and handled Spurs twice back to back in the EFL Cup.
Yes,
they got a little sloppy at the end in the second leg, but it's just odd. But I think that Spurs win too against Leicester gives them a little bit of momentum. I think Chelsea's really have to tighten this matchup and make sure they don't lose. Stop the bleeding. Suck the joy out of this game.
1-0 Chelsea.
0-0.
Oh,
I'm going 0-0. I think
if
you can, if you can just get the draw and just keep them at bay, and then try to work on finding some form. Chelsea, just try to keep Spurs at bay by not making sure you don't win.
Tottenham.
Well, because they have 3 games in hand. That's 3 games in hand, though.
Yeah, I know.
You keep. they won't win. You keep Chelsea. That's so then a draw would favor Chelsea then.
Nah.
Well, Chelsea can get
because they didn't gain. Chelsea didn't gain the point.
Liverpool match was a good showing, actually. You were somewhat unlucky to go down 2-0 in that match, I think. But Chelsea, that is. But yes, and there's Mane should have been sent off. Yeah, man, it's an elbow to the face.
I know, but it's
an elbow to the face. Come on. Just because it's 5 seconds in.
Because it is.
That's the rule. So that's why you think it shouldn't be. But
if you were the ref,
but 20 minutes
you were the ref in that situation,
absolutely.
Red card.
I'm no nonsense. All right, I'm no nonsense. See, you love soft shit.
No,
and you're like, oh yeah, that's probably a pen. You love soft shit, you let that shit slide. But then when
It's
it comes to
big
someone that's
game,
actually
they're
a
both
red,
playing to try and keep themselves
Get
in
him
the
out.
Premier League.
get him
It's
out.
like
James got
I
sent
get
off for
it.
the same thing. No, James was a handball, wasn't it?
Ooh.
What? Are you talking about
He was on the line. Yeah,
line,
that was
red
a red
card.
Come on, it's not the
Bollocks.
same thing. It's not
Fucking
the
bollocks.
same thing. It was going in the net. And he
Yeah,
used
yeah.
his hand to stop
But
the
I
goal.
think it's right. You love
That's
yourself,
obvious, right? But like, it's all the referee's discretion. If I was a referee, I probably would have given the yellow and played on too. A red card first 7 seconds into a Chelsea Liverpool game.
Elbow. You have VAR for that too.
They didn't go to VAR.
Yeah, exactly. But you have VAR for that. It's not like
If it was
maybe the ref like
they would have went to VAR. And I think the
No.
VAR referees, they're referees too. So they're like, am I really gonna give a red right now?
Yeah.
I still would have given yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah. You know what? The Liverpool game was that was a great character is to come back from 2-0. The second half was kind of boring.
Who the fuck was the ref again? Pepper saying was the same ref. Who was it again?
Oh, it's the ref the Chelsea fans hate.
Anthony Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Anthony Taylor.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I have to say Anthony Taylor quick before we wrap it up. When United were playing Chelsea and United somehow snaked that draw, Anthony Taylor was giving you calls, man. Like, fucking giving you guys
But
calls.
the track record with Chelsea and Taylor.
Too soft, Mikey.
I do. I know, but it's...
you love the soft calls.
Chelsea self out of it.
I'm not a Chelsea fan.
I know, but if you were, say, an Aston Villa fan, I don't know, just not a Chelsea, not a Liverpool fan, and you're reffing that game, first 7 seconds that comes in.
Mike Dean, there's a lot of shitty refs in the PL. There's a lot of shit refs.
Yeah,
a lot of shit refs.
I know. I gotta start making
John Moss.
I'm gonna be a ref.
I know.
I'm gonna be a ref.
Let's get in shape.
I have to get my sister to let me know when the classes are. I'm gonna try and do it this summer.
Are you?
But gentlemen, guys, look, I will do my best to become a ref top flight, and you can rip on me firsthand.
Mike, I'm taking
If we're still doing these
I'm
podcasts.
riding your coattails, so I'll be the linesman.
I might not make it to World Cup 2026, but hopefully I can make it to MLS. Oh, that's something. That's a good side
that's fine. That's a job.
I'll take the Orlando City games, of the war climates.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Pepper, thank you for joining and being so active in the chat. That was great. See you next week, and hopefully by then I'll also have the planner, director of football thing going on. All right, guys. Take care. See.
You keep forgetting that.
What?